Lionel, it seems like even before you started cooking, I can smell your dishes from my place itself.
Is that so?
I see.
I thought I should not let you down when the real food comes.
Okay, you are live. You can go now.
Okay. A very good morning to all of you once again. So we're going to be doing three main dishes today. I just have to repeat myself since we just went live. The first dish is neer dosa, or which you can do in just two ingredients. The next dish is paneer sabji, which is my personal favorite, and it's a very easy and a quick dish to make in case you want something quick to be done. And third is Mangalorean special chicken sukkah. That is one of my favorites. It has a lot of coconut on it. So if you like coconut and if you like something and dry, then mango chicken sukkah. Begin with our near one first, and once you're done with the batter, you'll have to fry it. It's just two easy steps. So when you're done with the batter, it should look something like this. I hope this is clear. So it has to be very watery. So this is what you're going to get after your batter. So what I recommend you do is get dosa rice and soak it 5 hours before you do the prep for the batter. So you could and in the morning rice ready for you, and when you have that ready, all you have to do is you will have to shift it into a grinder, a mixer. I've already put it over here, so let me show it to you. So we put, and once we put this, we have the option of adding the other ingredient, which is coconut, shredded coconut. But before I get into that, I would like to give some pro tips. That is, before you soak the rice at night, please make sure to wash it very well and then soak the rice in the water. And there may not be a water ratio when you soak it 1:2. It is completely up to you. As long as the rice is immersed in water, you can have it soaked. Next morning, once you clear the water out, please make sure to wash it. The next step is the shredded coconut. Now, my grandmother does not like to use shredded coconut in her recipe, whereas my mother loves to use shredded coconut in the neer dosa recipe. So it is completely up to you. You could try both and see which you like and just go ahead with that. For today's recipe though, I'm going to be using the coconut. So we have the dosa rice and the shredded coconut, which is pretty much the two ingredients. So I already have the dosa rice in here. I'm just going to be adding 1/4 of a full cup, or you could just take one small teacup worth of shredded coconut and put it in your mixer. After that, you will have to add 1/4 of teaspoon of salt. Sorry, tablespoon of salt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some salt into this. So you want to keep it just 1/4 of it. So I'm just going to put it in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some water into it. Now you may ask me how much water to put into it. So I use 1 cup of dosa rice. So with 1 cup of dosa rice, I'm going to be adding 1/4 of water to the mixer. So I'm going to be doing that now. Okay, I'm done with that. Now you may also ask me, I did say that we're going to do the neer dosa in 2 ingredients. Don't we have salt and water? Now I don't think I would count that as a separate ingredient because that's almost there in every dish. So for me, the 2 ingredients in this are the dosa rice and the shredded coconut. Some of you may agree with me, some of you may not. So once we're done with this, we're just going to cover it up. Just a minute. Okay. Okay, I've got it all tight here. And then I'm going to put it on my mixer here. I'm not sure if you can see that. So I'm just going to have to turn the thing over here. Okay. So here we have my mixer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, that's fine. The video's done. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down into 3 steps. I'm going to grind for 20 seconds backwards. And once I'm done with that, at level 1, I will keep it for 30 seconds. And then for 1 minute, I'm going to keep it at level 2. Let's begin with the first step. So I grind it backwards so that it
फर्क नहीं पड़ा
becomes
थोड़ी देर
gooey and there aren't any
it
bars
will be all
left.
right
1 second, and I'm going to also for another 1 minute and that's it. So once I'm done with that, I won't be taking your time to do all of that because that would with this. I'm going to empty the ingredient into a bowl, and once I'm done into the bowl, I'm going to pour half a cup of water to it. And once I pour half a cup of water to it, use camera direction. Okay. So you should be getting your batter in a very gooey. Do you see that? I hope you can see that. It's very watery. The more watery it is, and that is ideally what we want. Okay, so now that we're done with our batter, the most important step right now is to make the neer dosa. So we'll get into frying our neer dosa. I will pause this camera and I will turn it towards the cooking gas. If you will just give me 1 moment, I'll be right back.
Yes, seems Flannel is gone to add some more ingredients. Is it so, Flannel? And in the meantime, we can have some juice and relishing this delicious juice in the meantime. By the way, Flanning, when you are back, we want to know what's your blog ID.
लाइव देऊ ना गो ओके लाइन नंगा
Flannel, where are you? You're still waiting.
Okay, so I'm back, and now we're going to be basically frying the neer dosa. And so I hope you all can see it. Vivek, is it visible?
Yes, clear as crystal.
Perfect. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to switch on our cooking gas, and we're going to be putting it on medium flame. What we want to do before we start is we want to heat the pan up. So that we're done with that, a lot of oil when you start. Use a lot of. If you look at this, I think you can see what I've done is I've put in some oil there, and I've taken onion and I've cut it uh, in such a way that I can put my fork in and easily spread it throughout. And the reason why we do that is using onion with oil kind of gives that extra flavor to that neer dosa. So I would highly recommend that. Now, once again, my grandma and my mom. My grandma does not like to use oil at all for the neer dosa. At the same time, my mom likes to use a little bit of the oil so it'll be very smooth underneath. So what you want to do, it's completely up to you. You can just experiment and see which works best for you. So as you can see, I put in the lid over here because I want the pan to be completely heated up. So when we fry the neer dosa, it will go very smoothly. So let's give it perhaps maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower medium. So once I have a low medium flame, okay, it looks good. So I think we can start. I'm going to take my batter. Is this whisk have to put it here? Just a moment. Let me clear this off. Okay, so as you can see, you see a little bit of smoke coming in. That's when you know your pan is ready. So I'm just gonna take there's already a little bit of oil in there. If there isn't, you can just put a little bit, very little. And then what you'd like to do is like to skim your batter completely so there's no lump underneath. And once you do that, you just take one scoop of it and you just drop it. And maybe you'd like to take the pan in your hand to get that nice shape. Once we're done with that, what we're going to do is we're just going to put in the lid and let it cook for 1 minute.
So in the meantime, Flannel, I have a couple of questions because I'm a dosa fan. So what we basically
Okay.
did, we heated the pan
Okay.
and let some like heat coming up. What we added some oil and just let it cook without anything. So that pan there can be
Without
some
anything.
heat and there's some steam. Correct?
Yes.
How does it add
So we're gonna let.
means, my question is actually
I'm sorry.
how does it makes it different from other dosas?
Okay. So the other dosas are more crispy. There are different types. You must have heard of masala dosa, sada dosa, home dosa. There are different types. The thing about this dosa, with its name itself, it's called neer dosa. So you can imagine that the reason why it's called neer dosa is because, as you can see, the batter is very, very watery. Other dosas will not have a very, sorry, other dosas will not have such a watery batter. Whereas this, let me just take a minute to fold that. Let me use this around. God, it's becoming, just a moment. And I'm going to fold it. And this is my first dose. I'm going to just do, let's say, another 3 more for you all to see. And then I'll get back to your question, Vivek, again. Give me a minute. So again, I'm going to put some oil over here. I'm going to then take my 1 scoop of the batter. And I'm just going to slowly pour it in. But I want to set it in such a way that that shape is maintained, that circular shape. Like I hope you all can see that. I just use my hand on the pan to spread it around. So let me put in my timer. Now I personally just have a timer. Every time I the output 1 time, I'm just going to do it in the same consistent manner by keeping a timer. So let's wait for the dosa to cook. Meanwhile, Vivek, back to your question. What is different about this dosa is the batter is very watery. It's called neer dosa. And when we cook it, it becomes very, very thin. And then you fold it into a triangular shape, any gravy item, any dry item, and it's one of the famous things back in Mangalore. I hope I answered your question. Do you have any more questions for me?
Yes, I have one more question. Once it's good, can I have some?
Meanwhile, this is ready. I'm gonna fold it one
Fleming,
side,
I have one more
and
question.
I'm gonna again fold it another side. Yes, yes.
It's ready. Can I have some?
Definitely,
you.
definitely. So we'll be just doing two more here for the videos where we kind of get an idea. Do you know how to make near dosa, Vivek?
Yes, yes. Now it's clear. We'll put some oil, we'll let it heat, then we'll just spread it over.
Isn't it very easy, Vivek?
Yes, indeed it is.
So just two ingredients can give you a very soft rice crisp or neer dosas, which you can top with any curry from any cuisine, and it's gonna taste fantastic. So we'll just wait for dosa to cook it through.
That's too quick as well, actually, must say.
Sorry, Vivek.
That's too quick. Within minutes, it's
It is.
ready actually. Yeah, it's like a quick breakfast or quick lunch. That's really great.
Exactly. So back in Mangalore, neer dosas are famously and typically used for breakfast. So you can what they normally do is they usually use it with have it with a gravy, or they even make chutney and have it with chutneys. It tastes really great with that too. But I will not be making chutneys in this session. But that was just and so I think it's ready. Do you see how thin it is and how smooth it is? So
Yes,
I'm just
yes.
gonna fold it. I need to get my folding right because the other two I didn't get it right. And yes, perfect. This is how it's supposed to be folded, by the way. Okay, so one last, and then we will move to our next recipe, which is a personal favorite of mine. Vivek, any guesses?
Yes, that's gonna be paneer.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So this is the last one. I'm just going. Do you see how watery that is? I'm
In the
just going to
meantime, when you are
use my
making
hand.
this,
So
I'll want to say I really appreciate because I know paneer sabji you have especially added on my personal request. Yes,
it's especially for you, Vivek. We
thank you so
because we
much.
didn't have any other vegetarian dishes, so
I really
this
want to
had to be
taste
added.
these. I really want to taste these two dishes as well. Really, I'm really
Okay.
excited about it.
And it's my
I hope
personal
I can.
favorite, the next dish, paneer sabji. So everything is packing on me delivering the results.
Just get it delivered to my place as well, okay?
Really now?
Okay, let's see.
I think we should be done with this. And yes, we are. You see that? You know it's ready. Move your fold it. Need to get my folding right this time. Come on. Let's see if I can do it. I need to get this. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay, close at least. Not perfect, but close. You see that shape? It's a triangular shape. Okay, so with this, we are going to be shifting to the next recipe. Pan. And this is the plate of the neer dosas. In the end, my dad is going to be plating the neer dosa along with the other dishes. So we'll just take a minute to just quickly change the station and prep for the next recipe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this video. Just give us all 1 minute. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, Plenty, there you were cooking, and I was getting excited and impatient about tasting those dishes. So since it seems like your father is going to just garnish it, correct? I'm really excited to see how it is going to be look like, and I think most of our participants will do the same. Let's see how it goes. So let's take a minute's break in the meanwhile, and then we'll
Hi everyone. Let me just see if so the video is fine. Hi everyone. I hope you're all still there. Sorry it took more than 1 minute. But we got our station prepped
Flanil,
for the next
Flanil,
recipe. That is the
one thing,
paneer
one thing.
sabji recipe. Yes, Vivek.
Flanil, I just noted actually you are using my name as your host name. Actually,
Uh-huh.
why is it so?
Vivek, aren't you in my house?
Oh yes, is that so? So in that case, can I taste the dosa?
Come, come.
Yes. Right.
Okay, sorry, I had to get the dosa for
Oh,
Vivek.
yes, yes.
So here it
I
is.
was panel actually. I was so involved in the video. I completely forgot I was here. That's why I was thinking that why I can smell the delicious food from my home.
Okay. Now you got it. Yes, definitely.
It's plain and simple. Very
Yes.
simple breakfast. It's good.
Yeah, it's plain and simple. The flavor does not come mostly from this. It comes when you top it with other food.
Okay, that's good.
Vivek, show it to the camera.
Yes, yes. Please see. It's very simple and plain. Just 2 minutes saying it's a
Ah.
good breakfast for a person like me. Definitely. Is it clear? Is
Okay,
it
okay.
visible?
Yeah, it's visible now. Visible. Thanks.
You can see that two of them are not in that perfect rectangular shape, but the other two are. So you're supposed to get it in that rectangular shape.
I want to interrupt you. You will continue cooking. I'll go back to my place and have this.
Okay. Okay, fine. So with that, we are paneer sabji. As you can see, can you see this? I have to see how I have to keep it. Maybe let me bring the camera closer. Okay. So do you all see the paneer? So I already got the paneer ready. So I'm just quickly going to rush through my ingredients. So because this is how I prep it. So as you can see, I put it all in the order that I need to use so that I don't go around searching for the ingredients and mess up everything. So that everything is consistent and that I can get my timing right because my phone is already on a timer.
Everything would be yellow.
We have some finely chopped.
Everything in her kitchen is like that, black and yellow.
We have some finely chopped garlic and ginger. We have cut tomatoes. We also have some cut capsicum. We have fresh cut coriander. We also have, I'm not sure if most of you are going to be surprised, but I have 1 tablespoon of ketchup. So if your kids love ketchup, this has ketchup in it. And finally, the magic, the flavors, the magic where all the flavors come from are the spices. So I have garam masala, turmeric, cumin powder, coriander powder, and Kashmiri chili powder. Just a word of advice, maybe. If you want it really less spicy, if you don't like it spicy, Kashmiri chili powder kind of gives you that less spice. If you want something more spicier, you have to shift to other chili powders, or you can think of using the actual chilies. So without wasting any time, let us get right into making the paneer sabji, which is we just need a pan and then we can start. So let me get my station ready here. I put my pan on the gas. So I'm gonna switch my camera to. Okay, I hope all of you can see this. We
Yes,
just
yes,
keep
we
it
can, Flanil.
at this angle.
Flanil, I'm
Okay,
confused
so here it
actually.
is. Okay.
I have a small confusion.
Uh-huh.
Whether you are a good
Okay.
cook or a better photographer, videography, I should say.
I'd say I'm a better photographer and a better eater of food. Cooking is something that I have done when I really had to learn how to do it. That is when I was living alone and I didn't really have an option but to learn it. And I'm glad I did because I do cook some of the meaniest food out there, which I think my parents don't prefer because they like mostly South Indian food. Yeah.
I think we are glad about it.
Okay. So I put it on a medium flame, let the pan get heated up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now you can use sunflower oil or you can use coconut oil, but we use olive oil in all cases. So I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And I'm just going to let that oil heat up, spread it all across and let it heat up. Let me move the camera a little closer. Okay. So let's begin. Once the pan is completely heated up, the oil is also heated up, we put in finely cut onions. Along with that, we're going to be adding, by the way, I've used 2 onions. I've cut 2 small onions to get the shape, so we have to use 2 onions. Then I have used 4 garlic cloves and a small finger-sized piece of ginger. I've cut them all into fine pieces and I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to be frying this. I'm going to saute it till it is golden brown or light brown. So this is going to take some time. Normally it may take 3 to 5 minutes, depending on your flame and your pan. So let's just let it let the magic happen. So once it's golden brown, I'm going to be adding tomatoes into this. So let it first become golden brown. So it's still not become golden brown. Maybe just a minute more, and I think we should get a light brown. The moment it becomes light brown, we're going to be putting in the tomatoes. 1 large tomato cut into fine pieces. I'm going to be putting it in this, and I'm going to close the lid and let it cook for 1 minute. And I'm going to put my timer on. You can see it slowly changing color. Let me bring it closer. You can see it becomes slowly turning light brown. and I'm sure most of you out there who cook already know this step because this is okay. We can slowly see it becoming light brown. So I'm just gonna audio a little bit more. You can see that light. I hope you can see that. I'm not sure. Like you could see the golden slight brown on some of them. So I think now we're ready to pour in our tomatoes. So here I have some one large cut tomato, and I'm just going to the sound of the ingredients getting fried on the pan. Such a relaxing, calming sound. I'm just gonna mix it all. Okay, so now we're gonna put it on our lid, and then we're going to have our timer set at 1 minute. Anyways, I had a problem with my timer, so I'm assuming that it's 1 minute. You can see the smoke. So I'm just going to mix it a little bit. The vegetables have become more softer now. And now we're going to pour in the magic masalas, which brings in the flavors. So as I've said before, we just use half a tablespoon of all of these masalas. Garam masala, turmeric, coriander powder, cumin powder, and Kashmiri chili powder. So I'm just going to pour all of it in there. I'm going to mix it nicely. So while we let it cook, we're going to be adding one thin. Do you see this? This is the capsicum. Do you see how I've cut it very thin pieces? We're going to be adding one thinly cut capsicum to the pan. We're going to mix it very well so that the flavors of the capsicum release into the pan with the other vegetables. And now that we've mixed it well, we're going to take 1 tablespoon of ketchup and we're just going to spread it across completely. So I'm just going to mix it well. And once I'm done with the mixing, I'm going to let it cook itself for 1 minute by closing the lid. So let me first mix this very well. Okay, so love that gorgeous red color. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cook it for 1 minute. And I got my timer. Let me set it. So the next step is the most important step. We're going to be adding our paneer into the pan so it can mix well with the pan. And then we're going to let it cook for 3 to 4 minutes. While we do that, we will also begin preparing for our next recipe because I think it's already 11:05. We don't want to stretch it too much. So we will start with prepping for our next recipe.
Flannel, Vivek this side. Actually, I have one more question. I know since now we know that we are in your home, so it's actually the smell is quite delicious.
Yeah.
So when I'll get to taste it, how much more time it will take?
It will take me to finish the paneer sabji. It will take me another 5 to 8 minutes.
Okay. I'm waiting.
पनीर की सब्जी
Okay, let me add in the paneer now and let me leave it to cook. So here is the finely cut paneer. I like cutting them into cubical pieces. You got to be very careful with the paneer. Mine apparently some of the pieces, well, just became, as you can see, shredded powder. Whereas in some cases the cubes have been intact. So once I've added this here, I'm just going to nicely mix it with the vegetables. So as you can also see, I would recommend adding water to it. So just not too much, just a little bit, so that the dryness can be reduced. So I'm going to add a little water first alone. I think 1/4 of a cup of water is sufficient. So once we got that water in there, let's just mix it around. Okay. So I think now we can let our paneer cook. So we're going to be putting the lid and then we're going to be keeping the timer for 3 minutes. So meanwhile, I'll get my other pan ready. So we're going to begin the next recipe as soon as we finish this. So let me just break down the next recipe. The chicken sukka recipe is very, very easy. It just has 3 steps and the ingredients also aren't so much. So the second step is basically creating the shredded coconut, frying the shredded coconut, creating the coconut mixture. And the third step is where the magic begins. We cook the chicken and it's all ready to go. So let's see if our paneer is still much more time. We should be done in another 2 minutes. I think we should be done now. Do you see that sizzling?
Yes, yes, he can see that.
Okay. So we're close to getting it done. Let me just mix it a little bit more. Now, as you can see that I've not added salt yet. So I'm going to be adding salt at this stage. You can also add it much earlier, but I like to add it after I add the paneer. We're just going to be I'm going to be adding half a tablespoon of salt. You can add more based on your preferences. Let me mix that well. And now, as you can see, do you see the color? Do you see? I hope you can. I'm just racing a little bit, but it's risky racing it. Okay. Now I'm going to be adding the coriander leaves, and I'm going to let it cook for another 2 minutes, and we're done with the paneer. Parsley or cilantro, whatever you'd like to call it. We're going to add some here. Not too much, just the right amount. Put on the lid and let it cook. And we're going to reduce the flame to very, very low. And let's keep the timer. And we should be done with it.
Flannel, you are there?
Yes, I am ready.
So
Yes,
since
I am
can
ready.
guess that our dish is ready, so can I taste it, please?
Vivek, you're putting too much of pressure.
Let me
See, Natasha, you are not known to say anything.
tell me about it.
You are not part of social
I was,
committee now.
but the cook should be able to finish it.
So see, there was no guideline for social committee that it has to be like this. I can ask for it.
Just so that everyone else knows, I didn't tell that this is one of the criteria to do this.
Okay, Flannel, take your time. Actually, I'll consider Natasha's request.
Okay,
So
Vivek,
take
you
your
can
time.
have it, but let me first plate it.
Okay, so once this is finished, Flannel, we are going to have the special dish for the day, correct? Okay,
Yes.
Flannel, just one thing.
Just have another 30 seconds.
Yes, take your time, but just one thing, let
Yeah.
me tell you. For your special dish, we'll have one special guest here to taste it. So make sure it goes right. And I'm sure you'll do right.
Okay. Okay, who is the
He'll
special
come,
guest?
he'll come.
You're scaring me now. I'm already nervous and you're making me more nervous.
He's excited. You must be also, but he's excited. And we are pretty much confident that you will do great.
Thank
Okay,
you for
take your time.
believing
I
in
won't
me.
interrupt you again. Okay, Natasha, see, I'm not interrupting again.
After the threat.
No, you can interrupt me, but you can interrupt as many times as you want. It's okay. Okay, I think we should be done now. I'm going to turn my flame off and let it cook for another 1 to 2 minutes off flame. Let me just leave it there. Let the flavors absorb and hopefully it's turn out the way it's supposed to be. So what we will do is we'll take another 1 minute break so I can change the prep station and prep for the next recipe.
So flannel, this is going to be chicken. So I'm going to out of the picture now.
Okay.
Yes, but how did you manage to do all these things within just 1 minute? All the arrangements just within 1 minute.
Oh, well, before we started off, I had to keep everything set so we can accommodate everything in the time.
So basically, our chef invested a lot of time on this before we started. So I really appreciate
But not
it.
by myself. My parents helped me too. Both my dad and my mom.
Yeah, actually, I'm thanking them only.
Oh.
Okay, so you can start.
All
Over
right,
to
I'm
you.
gonna start. Yeah. Okay, hi everyone. So now we've come down to the final recipe. That is the chicken Sukko recipe, and it's one of my favorites. And it's got a lot of coconut to it. It's a little crispy. It's also spicy. And in case you don't like spicy, don't worry. I'm going to tell you what you can do about it. Let's just begin. So summarizing the whole recipe, we have three main steps. And the first step is basically creating the masala. So we got to roast the seeds, and then we need to grind it and create the masala. And the second step is basically frying the coconut with some cumin seeds and some uh, ginger cloves, and we're ready with the second part. And the third part is actually just cooking the chicken and incorporating all of this to create the chicken sukkah. So why don't we get started? So what we're going to do first is we're going to basically create the masala. So I'm going to show you all the ingredients that I have, just as I did in my previous recipe, so that we kind of are prepared with everything. So I have three small onions cut here. I hope you can see this. Can I just have a look at that? Okay. So these are three small onions cut over here. I've already prepped them before in time. I also have my masala. So I have coriander seeds. I have fenugreek or methi seeds. I also have the black pepper. I have two finger-sized pieces of the tamarind, and I also have 8 chilies in my prep. A small piece of advice is that if you're using Kashmiri chilies, you can be rest assured it's not going to be very, very spicy. But if you use anything more spicier than Kashmiri chili, it's going to get quite spicy. So my mom recommended that we use a mix of both Kashmiri and the other chili, so that our guests don't end up having a spicy experience. So we just have them. So we're going to get the masala started as soon as I finish telling you about the other ingredients. I've also kept the put on a bowl. Onto the pot. We're going to be sprinkling this and letting it cook for some time. So this is why I've got this ready. And finally, we have our chicken all cut and kept ready, so that we can just pour it into the pot and not spend a lot of time. So why don't we get started? So what we're going to do first is we're going to take the chicken, and what we will do is we're going to let it cook for some time. So I'll have to turn the camera. So let me just slowly turn this, just a minute. Okay, so I have a little bit of restriction with the wires. Just a minute. Sorry about that. Okay, so there is my pot. Okay, so for making this recipe, you need a pan to basically grind the masala, and you need a pot. So you can have it any size. I use this particular pot, and I'm going to put it in the corner here. You all can see it. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit. Okay, so we're good. So we have the pot here, and I'm going to turn on the flame. I'm gonna put it on medium flame so that the pan just heats up a little bit. So I'm going to be adding 4 tablespoons of olive oil. First, 1, 2, 3. In case you don't like a lot of oil, you can always reduce it, but we recommend at least 3 to 4 tablespoons of oil. Let me just spread it across. Let it heat the pan, let the oil get heated up. The next step is we're going to be adding finely cut pieces of chicken. So now that the oil is heating up, once the oil is heated up, we're just going to be adding a lot of chickens. So I'm just gonna nicely add it there, and you can hear the sound. It's getting fried. I normally just like to pour it in, but since we're on camera and we're live, I'm using it. I'll just pour it in. It's much faster. Okay. So I hope you can see that. So I'm just going to tilt it a little bit this side. So I've got the chicken in the oil, and I'm just going to spread it a little bit. And once I'm done with that, I have, by the way, measurements. I have 900 grams of chicken in here. All the full recipe is tailor made for this. If you are increasing the quantity of your chicken, please make sure to increase the quantity of the ingredients as well. So for 900 grams of chicken, I'm going to adding 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder and 3 teaspoons of salt. So I'm just going to sprinkle it all over the chicken. Once I'm done with that, I'm just going to mix it. Okay, so let me just see this. I think I'll have to adjust the camera because you all can't see the pot. Let me just a moment. More visible now? Does this work? Okay, it's better. So we're just gonna mix the sauce, and once we have it, we have the whole chicken completely covered. We're gonna let it cook. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a timer for 6 minutes. So I need to just a moment. Yeah. So we're just gonna put in the lid and let it cook on a medium flame. Let me just adjust this. Okay, so it's on a medium flame. And I'm gonna switch on my timer for 6 minutes. Okay, so let the chicken cook. While the chicken cook itself, let's go back to our step 1, the masala. Okay. Okay, so while the chicken cook itself, I'm going to take your attention to the frying pan here. Okay, so I'm going to switch on the flame. I'm going to put it on medium and let the pan heat itself. Let the pan get heated up, and we're going to be adding 1 tablespoon of oil. You can add a little more if required. You just put like a little bit more. I think we're good. So we recommend 1 to 1.5 tablespoon of olive oil. By the way, you can use any oil. We prefer to use olive oil for most of our cookings. Okay. Let the oil get all heated up. And let me add in the chilies. And then I'm going to add my coriander seeds, black pepper, and meaty seeds or fenugreek seeds. And I'm also going to add 2 finger-sized pieces of tamarind, and I'm going to roast it. I'm going to fry it on my pan over here. Crack. You will hear the sound, and it's pretty much you can feel it when it's ready. So let's get right to it. Let us roast this up. Once we're done with the roast, we're going to this mixer, small mixer, and we're going to be grinding it till we get a fine, medium consistency masala paste. So by the way, we're making this from scratch with fresh ingredients. Wouldn't say fresh, but with basically instead of using powders, we're just creating the masala from scratch on the grinder. I think it's ready. You can see the seeds are popping. So let me just move it around a little bit. I hope you can hear that sound. Okay. So I'm going to turn off the flame and I'm going to let it cool for maybe just say 20 seconds so that when I put it on the mixer, I will not have any complications. So I'm just going to leave that for 20 seconds. While our cooked chicken is cooking, let's take our mixer and get ready to put in our roast. So I'm going to be pouring that in carefully. Let me move it here. We need to use the same pan to fry our coconut and get our coconut mixture. So I'm going to leave that there. And meanwhile, let's switch our attention to the mixing, to the grinder, to the mixer, whatever you'd like to call it. I'll just add in a little bit of water, just a little bit. And I'm going to seal this tight. Okay. And I'm going to. Okay, it's all intact and tight. Let me move this here. Okay. So we're going to begin. So first, I'm going to do it backwards for. Okay, that was a loud noise. So I did that for 10 seconds. And I'm going to shift to level 1 for another 20 seconds. So let me just see how it looks. Oh gosh. So I should add a little bit of water. Let me take this camera to show you how it looks. It's all spread across, so it's a little dry. So let me add some water to it. Okay, we almost, I think we need to give it another 30 seconds more and we should have our masala ready. So meanwhile, let's shift our attention to our coconut mixture. We're basically using the same pan. The flavor is left. While the roast is getting ready, I'm going to take the contents of the mixer and I'm going to pour it into a bowl to show to you what will the consistency be like. So before that, let me just start my pan and have, okay, I'm going to be adding 1 tablespoon of oil. And I'll be spreading the oil around. And I'll just wait for the oil to heat up. And pour in some cumin seeds. I'm going to put my flame on a low medium flame. Don't want it too high. So while this roasts itself, I'm going to add 15 pieces of garlic, small pieces. If you're using big, I would recommend reducing the amount of garlic that you're using. So we're going to stir it across, let it nicely fry, that the flavors release itself onto the pan. So when we add the coconut, it's easy for the coconut to just absorb everything. Now, as you can see, once the cumin seed and the garlic is completely heated up and you can smell it, and you can see it become slightly light brown, we'll add 2 cups of shredded coconut. Just pour it all out there. That's a lot of coconut. So we're nicely going to be careful. So we're going to let this coconut fry itself until it becomes light brown. So meanwhile, I'm going to show you how the consistency looks like. Let me get a spoon for you all. So if you look at this is the consistency. It's neither too thin, neither too thick, just medium. Saw that. Okay. So I'm going to pour it into a bowl and then I'm going to show it to you how it looks. Oh, by the way, our chicken apparently, while we were busy with the masala, has exceeded 6 minutes. So let's quick use the flame to very. Okay, so let me just move the chicken around a little bit. You can see the smoke coming in. Although our chicken is cooked for, let's say 6 minutes more, I mean more than 6 minutes, it's okay. We're just going to reduce the time that we would have cooked it if after adding these onions. So once I open the lid, I'm going to put in the onions. Let me mix that around. Hope you can see that. Mixing the onions around. So we'll just mix it well around, and once we do so, normally we would keep 6 minutes on flame. We'll put the onions and then we'll put another 5 minutes to let the chicken cook properly. I think the chicken would have cooked better now, so we'll just reduce the time to maybe 4 minutes. So we'll put it to cook so that the chicken can become soft for another 4 minutes. I'm going to put my timer on. Meanwhile, let's get back to our coconut. Oh my gosh, we kept the coconut for too long, I'd say. So we will go back to the coconut and we'll just mix it around. Ooh, our coconut is a little overcooked, a little over fried, dark brown, but it's okay. So we're going to get the coconut off and we're going to shift the contents to another bowl. So we still have another 2.5 minutes left for the chicken. And once the chicken is ready, we're going to be putting in the masala that we made and the coconut mixture. Now, before we put in the mixture, this is how the paste looks like. I've added a little bit of water, just 1/5 of a cup, a little water, so that masala is a little movie. It's not required that you do it, but I did it so that the contents of the mixer, the grinder, could be easily put into the bowl. And we also got our coconut ready, our shredded coconut. So we're going to be adding that to the So normally, what I do is I don't use coriander on the chicken sukkah. But my mom, who's here standing by my side, she's telling me that add the coriander in the end sneakingly. So just for you, I will do that. Okay, mom. Okay, everyone. So the chicken is cooked for 4 minutes. Let me just move that here. So I'm going to be adding the masala to the chicken. So by the way, you can either add the masala first and then add the onions, or the other way around. So I hope you can see this. Let me just move the camera a little bit here. So let that. You see, it's becoming a nice brown color. So let the masala seep into the chicken. Okay. So now we're going to leave the chicken to cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. Meanwhile, let's have our neer dosa and our paneer sabji, what do you call it, plated by my very own dad. Let me just close the lid. Okay, small change of plans. Let me add the final ingredient to the pot, and then we're going to begin the plating. Okay, guys, so it's time for the final ingredient, our shredded coconut. Let me first mix the chicken well. Okay, now I'm going to be adding 2 cups of coconut, shredded coconut, which was fried with garlic, and cumin. So we're gonna mix it nicely. Just look at how that white shredded coconut is changing its color with it's becoming brown. So I'm just going to mix that very well. And I'm going to let it cook for another 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes. And then I'm going to switch off the flame and just let it cook inside. Okay. So we're going to keep our timer and the chicken is going to cook itself and it's almost done. Just 2-3 minutes more and we're good to go. So we'll take a minute off so that we can change our prep station to begin plating. Yes. So here is my dad, Chef Felix D'Souza, plating the dishes. He's
Daniel,
currently
don't mind. I won't go there actually now. I'll be staying here to see how he garnishes dishes so well, so well. I'll be standing with you. Yes. Yes.
Green capsicum, Nima.
green capsicum.
Green capsicum.
So he's taking the help of my mom. So here is the capsicum. So this is the paneer sabji, which is getting plated. So as you can see, he is basically moving around different ingredients. I cannot wait to see what the final outcome is going to be.
The blood circle nagolille.
Okay, so we're done with the
Finish.
we're done. This is how it looks. Wow, isn't that beautiful? Okay, so we will go more into the details of this
That
later.
actually looks tempting. That
Doesn't
actually
it?
looks tempting.
I'll have to let me turn it.
It
from
looks
all
great, Glenil.
angles. Thank you
Your
so
dad
much.
is damn good in plating it up.
Yeah,
Really
he's
sweet
also
of
good
him.
at cooking, but he didn't want to cook for us. He told that you have to do it. So
Okay.
that's
Yeah, it
this
looks
is-
great.
Okay, so we have more dishes. We have the chicken sukkah also getting plated. I think we're already done plating the neer dosa. Isn't that right, Dad? So I'm also going to show you all how the neer dosa looks.
Oh, I see.
Oh wait, you removed that? Oh, you're
That's
gonna.
amazing.
Okay, he's doing something new. Let's watch.
Okay. Actually, I have to wear the glasses to see it properly. See, Flanner.
Great.
So that must be the final touches. And there it is, the neer dosa.
Very
And-
nice.
Thank you. And now we'll go to the final dish, the chicken sukkah. It is still in our pot here. So just give us just 30 seconds. We will and get right back. So I'm
I
just
don't
gonna.
want to put pressure on you, Flannel, but our special guest has arrived here and is really excited and waiting to taste these dishes.
Oh God, this is
Yes.
making me more nervous. So hopefully it turned out the way I wanted it to. So there it is. Hope you can see the final, how it looks. Okay, so I'm gonna plate it. So meanwhile, I'll let the camera be as it is.
Looks yummy.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll take it outside for that.
फोटो काढूया घालताना तुझं पडणार का
Papa, I'm gonna turn this towards you. Okay?
No.
So there it is. Let's move this a little more so we have some space. Let me clear off this paneer sabji.
Medical so निकले down.
Sorry.
So I'm excited to see what my dad is going to create. Just cutting off. I'll just come back when he's done. So I think our chef is done with the plating. Okay. May I? Okay, so this is the final. Let me just. This is the final piece. I hope you all can see that. Okay, he still has to add. Okay, it's done. And there it is. The Mangalorean chicken sukkah. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to clear our station and plate in our 3 dishes and just give you a final glimpse of the 3 dishes. So we'll just take a 1-minute break. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Okay.
Hi everyone, we are back now and we have the dishes all set up for you. So
Let me check, Flanny. There's
Who is it, Vivek?
Flanny, our special guest is here.
Who is it?
Shall I?
Yeah, who is it?
Hello.
Oh my God! Hi. We didn't expect you. Welcome to our house. I hope you're as excited as Vivek.
And he's here especially to taste the dishes.
No, I learned it from Rohana that if when the dish looks good on the video, you should immediately come to that person's place. So yeah, and of course, Flanil is our rising star. So I definitely had to come and encourage him. I think I was pushing him to become the master chef. He was a bit hesitant in the beginning, but the way he's been cooking it he's a professional. I think he's inherited the genes from his father, I guess. So amazing job, Flanil. I can't just wait to dish. I'm not going to give anything to Vivek.
Yes.
So if you want, you can have the chicken, but nothing else.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Your words of appreciation means a lot to me, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
If you guys just allow me. While you were driving, you were just looking at the dishes, or what is it like? How come you know exactly, or you were standing out there?
No, I was watching it for a long time. Then I started from home. So it was only 5 to 7 minutes from my house. So I think when it was on the stove, I could do it.
I should have done that as well because he waited me for so long. I have to wait for it. Let's get started.
Let's get started. Let's go to our delicious.
Wow.
Let me just.
It looks even delicious in person.
It looks delicious and the garnish is just unbelievable.
Amazing, sir. Amazing.
This is really good. So this is neer dosa, and what do you call this? This is paneer.
Paneer sabji.
Sabji itself.
Must be here go 1 cup small chutney, you know.
Yes.
Look nice.
Flanil, actually, another part of India, Rajasthan and all, to make dishes more delicious, we have to give them a specific name because sabji is very general.
So this is paneer gupta ji. This is chicken chetwati.
Yes, that's good. That's good. So let's Ajay just try it and let us know how it is. Yes.
For the very first time since we started the taste of it, the first time I'm visiting a house for tasting. So let's hope.
Hopefully, it will be really good. I've not tasted it myself, so I don't know what to expect.
Can you add some spoon?
Yes. We'll be right back in just 10 seconds.
Just give me a plate and spoon.
Taste करो plate जी लगा.
Go for it, Ajay.
Son.
I didn't have some space, but let's see how it is.
Is this mayonnaise?
It's a mayo, garlic, some sort of sauce. It's my dad's specialty. I'll know more about it. Just a moment. So,
Can see, let's wipe the plate. Maybe a water.
Whoa.
okay.
Can I
Yes.
can I do the honors?
Yes, please go for it. Go.
Vivek, you give me the camera and you take the plate.
Thank you.
That is good.
Funny. That's funny. I am really actually feeling bad to destroy this such a beautiful setting of the dishes. Because of such a beautiful garnishing, Ajay, actually first time I am ever feeling like eating capsicum. That's it, I'll take some more. This is I'll try this one. Yes. I'll try this as well. Actually, I'll take this.
Okay.
This is delicious.
Okay, so this is the final moment, the moment we've all been waiting for.
It's actually good. I don't have to lie this time.
Can I get parcel?
Sure, sure,
It's
definitely.
really good. Amazing. This is like the chicken.
The paneer, it can be like a side dish as well. It
Yeah,
is good.
that's right.
It's good. It's good.
I'm glad you both loved it.
This is certified. So Flenny is a certified chef now.
Certified by BCCI.
Now, Ajay, you take care of the camera. I'll go and eat this.
Anyways, I think we'll stop here. So we'll probably eat in peace. Great job, Flenny.
Thank you very much.
So I think you can sign off now. You can probably see one last view, the entire thing.
This was delicious. This is.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Flannel. Thank you, Flannex D'Souza.
Thanks, Flannel. Thanks to your dad as well. Thanks for all of you all.
Thank
this
you,
wonderful
everyone. Thank you, man.
presentation.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, everyone.
We'll try it at home now. Now we'll try.
Okay, let me know. The recipes are out on my website, and you can just go and check over there. I'll also be uploading a separate video, so it'll be much more quicker to make. So I'll share that in the group once I do that.
Okay, great. Fine. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you all.